Hello and welcome everyone, Wizuko here. Today you will not see my face, instead you will see, well, this. A glorious victory over this thing that was far more glorious and far easier than I thought it would be.
I won.
And here am I.
You survived. Which must mean, alas, that one of the Nadaig is with us no longer. You are a great warrior. You could almost be a storm warrior. What do you seek?
Wait, so she sent me there with having in mind that I could possibly die, and the fact that she was very surprised that I'm here must mean that she was pretty convinced that I would die there. How am I supposed to feel about this? This feels like, I don't know, like an assassination try. Oh gosh. Okay, well, let's talk about it.
You have set a trap for us, invoking and releasing that creature.
It is true. And the Nadaig is indeed one of the faces. A spirit of the Isle. I was hoping that you would disappear. The swamps do not like to give back those who enter. You have seen things that no stranger to our clan has ever seen. Secrets that no one must know. But you survived. You are strong. I should not have thought you so weak.
The ritual. This is how you prepare the blood sap. What are you talking about, Siora?
No one knows the recipe, but it is the very barm that allows her warriors to enter into a trance, and to rise again when they have fallen.
It is
What?
true. You do not know the ingredients, but you know now how the blessing works. I have nothing more to give you than my excuses, and that you keep to yourself all that you have seen. Anything more?
What? To rise again after they have fallen? What? Where the am I here?
I need to be going.
Wawalem seg.
This is crazy. I mean, Siora, what do you think about this? Can I talk to Siora about this? I need to understand this more. Well, how did you feel?
Do you need something?
Yes, explanation, but of course you don't have any for me. Why? Siora, I really need you to explain their culture to me so that I can understand what the hell is actually
I
going
must
on
leave
here.
you. See you later.
I'm kind of pissed, honestly. What am I supposed to make out of this? I really, from the bottom of my heart, do not wish to support Thamele.
You shed tears for this creature while your heart should be full of joy. Welcoming the light. Forget your pagan foul teachings.
I don't want
Embrace
that.
the true faith.
But ever since I entered this village, they make it so incredibly hard to have sympathy with them, to side with them. I mean, look at them! They are crazy! Look at this! I don't know, what am I what am I supposed to make of this? The quest is over now? Are you fucking serious? What the hell? That was the quest. It's over now. I thought I had to look through the village, but I misread the name of the village. Oh, to be honest, I don't know how the village is called again. I already forgot, even though I just looked it up. But I don't know, that's just like, it ends so abruptly that I didn't really catch on, you know? And that's not, I don't even mean this as critique, it's just how it is, you know? Maybe it's me, maybe I need some more clarity here. Maybe I need someone taking my hand, explaining to me. But I don't know. I would really like this to have a real end. I mean, we had this woman, right? This Thamele woman whose name I've forgotten. She was very interested in this whole thing, and she stood beside us a lot. Isn't she interested how all this ends? You know, why am I not talking to her? Why is this not any part of the quest anymore? I don't get this.
May the shadow engulf our enemies!
I don't want to change my weapon. Because as soon as I change my weapon, I would usually just get hit in the face. Wow. Who would have thought that there is a whole village here? I didn't expect that, to be honest. I thought this was just some very little in-between map. Okay. I think I will change Petrus. I don't think that I will remove you, and I'll move in Kurt. What happened? But everything looks so empty. Is it empty because there's no NPCs, or because it's early, or is it just empty? My god, this controller is killing me. Only one episode, Jenny. Only one episode, then it's over. Good thing is, when I'm playing Minecraft on the Xbox with the same controller, I'm actually fine with this. Oh, it sounds so cute. Do you know how foxes sound? I think foxes have such cute faces and such cute behavior, but the sounds they are making can be so horrifying. I think those are mating calls, by the way, but I'm not sure. They've been here for years now, and I still don't really know. But they're so cute, and then all those sounds are so horrifying. That's a weird mixture, is what I'm saying.
What an astounding place.
My mother told me about this place. She said that the village was devoured by the houses of the sons. How could their chief accept this?
All that's left to do is find Father Iustinius.
I have no idea what they're talking about. This seems like nothing to me.
I mean, like, there's nothing special about this place. What is she talking about, astounding? There are like 3 houses over here, and some fields.
Is it that they are building a second city, and that they are taking away lands from the natives? Is that it? What are they doing?
I am busy. If you have questions, go see Sister Eugenia. She's our supervisor.
Huh. Fun fact, by the way, my name would have almost been Eugenia. But my mother was a rebel, and she decided not to do that, and she wanted to call me Lauren, but then decided for Jennifer for some reason or another, I don't know. And now my sister is called Lauren.
I'm sorry. I don't have time to talk.
That we pronounce Lauren, by the way, because we're Germans, and we really like to give this R sound a lot more character. Holy shit, is this a native? Are you a native? Look at me, look at me, look at me. Yes, you are! What?
Bertir to man.
Is this a village that is both? Oh my god, this is one of their huts? I mean, it looks totally wasted, but it's one of their huts? What? Now I'm impressed. Question is, does this work? Is this a good place for both? Or not? If it is, then... well, maybe they're crazy up here too. Or at least not as crazy as the others, maybe. Hell yeah. Okay. That could be cool. Okay, they're building a church. Don't know if that's a good sign or not.
Welcome to Eden, the lighthouse of faith, harmony, and civilization in these wild lands.
Thank you. Desarde. I am the legate of the merchant congregation.
And I am Father Iustinius. Delighted. And what may I do for you?
Okay. Maybe I should have brought Petrus with me.
The Mother Cardinal has asked me to investigate the theft of these tablets you discovered.
That's excellent news. The loss of the tablets is a catastrophe. We have to find them at all costs. If you want to learn more about these tablets, you should go ask Sister Eugenia. She supervises the theologians who discovered them, and were also guarding them. You should find her a bit further in the village, with her colleagues.
Who are the suspects of this theft?
The heretical brutes of the village of Vedlug most likely had a hand in this. They must have wanted to please the demons they worship by stealing the holy word from us.
How could they have learned of the tablet's existence?
Perhaps the demons are giving them this power. Unless one of the natives living in the village innocently mentioned them. They are so naive. Either way, I am certain that the heretics are involved in this matter.
But I'm positively surprised that he does not suspect the natives living in this village right away, but gives them the benefit of the doubt. Or at least that he doesn't jump into conclusions here, because we do not know if they are involved or not. But for me, it would seem typical to jump into the conclusion that they would have something to do with this. And that's a very positive surprise here.
I must leave you. Goodbye.
May the enlightened always keep you in their divine blessing.
And
I
do have...
wondered how my people could accept the priest settling in their home like this.
It all seems a bit too convenient. If we find out some information about the history of Eden, maybe we'll change our view on things. The theft of the relic is probably not a coincidence.
Yes, I think so too. Because especially, you know, it all sounds very, very perfect in the way he sounds. Everything sounds very positive and all. But honestly, I cannot imagine this to go on without any problems. I don't know. I'm just doubting the whole situation here.
Father.
I'm glad to see you, my child.
Now I can ask about things. Thank you.
Tell me about how you created this village.
We did not create it from the ground up. It was built around an existing native village. The islanders called it Vigsenegad, which translates to the village of the old sage. We saw it as a sign. The natives had probably chosen this name in memory of Saint Matthias, and everything here fit the description of Saint Lucius. The discovery of the tablets proved us right. So, we decided to rebuild our Eden here, in the spirit of peace and harmony which is described in the scriptures.
That sounds too good to be really true.
Why share this village with the natives?
To replicate and resume the work of our founder, of course. If he came here and managed to convert the natives, then it is our duty to do the same thing. By living side by side with them, it is much easier for us to pass on our teachings.
But living together also means to accept the differences between each other, right? I mean, generally speaking, I think so. Because there are always some things that you cannot change, and some people that do not want to change, and you need to accept that, right?
How well do you get along with the natives who live here?
Very well, of course. Especially since those who opposed our presence left.
Left? To go where?
Oh, to other villages, I imagine. Does it even matter? Those who stayed are on the path of enlightenment. Some of their legends must have been about Saint Matthias. That helped to convince them.
Okay, so some people stayed because they thought, okay, cool, let's roll with it. And the other people, the other half, I'll just call them half. I don't know if it's actually been half, but let's call them the other half. So the other half was born, raised, and lived on this ground for ages and just left it, just like that, and they're cool with it. I kind of had doubts about that.
And how well have neighboring villagers welcomed you?
With some reluctance, to be perfectly honest. So, we sent them missionaries.
Perfect
There are
plan.
still frequent conflicts with the village of Vedlug, a highly violent village of heretics. But the other villages, the more peaceful ones, are slowly starting to listen to the sacred word.
There are no Onol Manawi and no warriors here either. Did they all leave?
Perfect harmony takes time, my child. I have no doubt that one day we will manage to convince your kind to convert. But, in the meantime, we must settle for the miracle of great coexistence that this place already represents. Nobody thought we could live side by side with your people, and yet...
I don't know. That sounds very conflicting.
I must leave you. Goodbye.
May the enlightened always keep you in their divine blessing.
I don't know. I wonder if he really is so honest with me. I mean, he seemed very honest, but maybe his point of view is corrupted by his own feelings, you know? Sometimes people don't mean to lie to you, they just feel like this would be true, even though it's not.
Hello. The Mother Cardinal asked me to help you find the tablets that were stolen. Can I ask you some questions?
Of course. But hurry, I have a lot to do.
I talked to Father Iustinius. He told me that you were supervising the theologians here.
Indeed. It is under my supervision that the research on Saint Matthias is conducted.
Okay.
Whom do you suspect of being the thief?
Alas, I'm afraid there are many suspects. These tablets are priceless relics. Some settlers may have fallen prey to the lure of profit. The heretical natives of Vedlug may have wanted to take them away from us. Or it could have been vengeance by those who had to leave the village.
So, more enemies than you thought.
Where were the tablets the night they were stolen?
We were keeping them in one of the village's shacks. We intended to bring them to San Matthias later. But first, we wanted to examine them in order to obtain as much information as possible. You can go and take a look in the shack if you want to, but I couldn't find any traces of forced entry.
Okay, so the person that stole them did just enter the room without using any violence whatsoever.
I imagine that someone was keeping watch over them.
Of course, we took turns guarding the shack. But some of us can't have taken the task that seriously. If I remember correctly, it was Brother Virgil who was guarding them that night.
Well, thank you for these pieces of information.
I am the one who should be thanking you. Especially if you managed to retrieve the tablets for us.
The Mother Cardinal told me that this village has been developed on the basis of St. Lucius's writings. Are you one of the theologians who helped in its creation?
Yes. I was sent here to confirm that this place is indeed the one described in the writings, and then I stayed.
What was the reaction of the natives when you arrived here?
Most of them were not in favor of us living amongst them. They were afraid we might chase them out of their own village. And there
Which
were
you
even
did.
more protests once we started talking about searching for traces of Saint Matthias. I suppose they thought we would destroy all of their runes and other places of superstition.
Were there any confrontations with the natives?
Yes. The warriors of the village attacked us. The Ordo Luminous actually had to intervene. The Inquisition managed to make them run away. The islanders tried to attack again with the support of Vedlug, but we stood our ground. And when Lur, the chief of the village, finally accepted our presence, things calmed down.
Thank you. This information will certainly prove to be useful.
Finally accepted their presence sounds more like when he went out of options and realized that fighting back was a war that he couldn't possibly win, or that maybe the fear of losing more lives was too dangerous to take the risk. He eventually stopped resisting. That paints a more grim picture, doesn't it?
Thank you. I will let you work.
Okay, who's this? There you are. There's this guy that had to keep
Greetings.
watch.
Desarde. I'm handling the investigation into the theft of the tablets. Sister Eugenia told me to talk to you.
I'm Brother Virgil. What would you like to know?
According to your colleague, you were the one in charge of guarding the tablets on the night of the theft. Is that right?
Indeed.
Well, he's not making excuses.
What can you tell me about that night? Did you hear or see anything?
No, nothing in particular. The night was quiet, and then the morning after, we saw they were gone.
Someone had to enter the shack to steal the tablets. How did that happen?
I have no idea. The door was closed in the morning, and the lock was intact.
As if they just appeared in the room and then disappeared again.
Do you suspect anyone in particular?
Not really. What I can tell you for sure is it is not one of us.
Well, Sister Eugenia did tell me that the tablets were priceless.
Of course. But our motivation is not the lure of profit. All that matters to us is their value as proof, not the money we could make out of them.
Do you think the culprit could be a native?
Well, since none of us did it, it seems obvious. There aren't many other settlers around here, and the natives knew of the existence of these tablets before we found them. They were attached to them too, in their own way.
They are the ones who led you to them.
Well, we conducted the research, but they helped us find where they were hidden. Some inhabitants of the village are still giving us a hand with our work.
Well, thank you. I will investigate where the theft took place.
As you wish. But you won't find anything there. And why does it matter, anyway? There were witnesses to the discovery of these tablets. We have all the proof we need. And that's all that matters.
What do you mean?
Now we can prove Saint Matthias lived here. Our actions on this island are justified. To keep rummaging the way Sister Eugenia does will only create more tensions with the natives.
I was not expecting a theologian to say such things.
But he's not exactly wrong, to be honest. Well, not about the justifying part, but about the part that going into this much could lead into more tensions than necessary. I don't know.
Have you been in Eden for a long time?
2 months, approximately. Back then, there were still some pagan natives in the village. I joined Sister Eugenia's team with some of my colleagues, so we could give them a fresh outlook on things. We arrived straight from Thamele, hoping to study some new texts. But once we were here, I understood that my real mission was with the islanders. We must bring the light to this island.
Yeah, to be honest, I had this suspicion myself too. He seemed to be very invested with the natives, um, and I wasn't really sure what to make of it. Mm, and since he is the most obvious suspect in my eyes, because he was the one either letting the thief in, closing his eyes, or maybe he is the thief himself.
How are your relations with the natives?
When I arrived, we were still trying to obtain information from them about St. Matthias, but they were very reluctant to give us any answers. We were also trying to educate them. Our attempts eventually made some of the inhabitants of the village react badly. Most stubborn against our teachings, the warriors, and the marked. The ones the natives call the Onomanawi. They eventually left, and it has proved nothing but a blessing for us. I would like to go back to work now, if you don't mind.
Of course. I will leave you to your work. Goodbye.
I don't know. Why isn't anyone suspecting him? I just saw that I could just refill up so that my health is full. Oh, all of a sudden, I'm so super tired. I don't know what happened, but my eyes feel so tired and exhausted. I don't know what happened. Just hit me. I gotta admit though, the village looks really interesting from a designing point of view. With these old native constructions and the new wooden buildings on top. Looks very interesting. But sometimes I want to know what went into the design ideas. You know, the thing is, the game has a lot of limited resources. We already know that because I've seen this picture like in every building we've ever been to that had pictures in it. Everything is doubled or even more multiplied in a room. Rooms especially don't really differentiate between each other. But then we have this village with paths leading to nowhere. I wonder how the planning went on the cities and towns and villages and all. Because that was a decision, right? They decided, nah, don't have a separate map for this building. Let's just reproduce the same building over again. I don't know. That was a conscious decision, you know, and I would like to know what's the reason behind this. Okay. Here we go. Let's have a look at the room. There's someone in there. I didn't expect this. I expected this room to be empty.
Hello. I am Lair, the village leader. Well, I was the leader of this village.
Hello. De Sardet. I'm the legate of the merchant congregation.
There are Onolmanawi among the Logead Blau. I did not know that. What do you want from me?
It's so weird that they just say blau, because blau is the German word for blue. And I don't know, my head really has a problem with this.
I have heard a lot of things about this village of Eden, but I'd like to hear your version.
I'm not sure I have the answers to all of your questions, but I'll try.
Tell me about the arrival of the people of Thamele and how you received them.
The priests were roaming around the village. They were saying that it was the place where their saint had lived. They were asking questions, talking about the Lloyd and all these things. One morning they were building houses next to ours. And we had new neighbors.
The priests told me that they had managed to convert you. How did that happen?
As long as we refused to listen to them, they were violent, and they destroyed some of our sanctuaries. So we let them talk. And now that they think that we love their god, they leave us alone. Some of the things they say are beautiful, and their magic is impressive. But we do not forget our spirits.
That sounds like a very, very rough situation. And I thought this, to be honest. I was prepared to hear this. I think we all knew that this was going to happen.
One of the theologians told me that you had helped them in their research.
They wanted to find tracks of the old sage, of the one they call Saint Matthäus, and they were rummaging through everything. Our Donegad did not want to tell them anything, because the old sage is sacred here. But since they violently interrogated everyone, I thought it wise to guide them to the place where the stones were.
That didn't really sound like helping in that sense.
What happened to your warriors? Why did they have to leave the village?
They did not accept the presence of the priests and their questions. They tried to retake the village. They even asked Deirdre, the chief of Vedlug, for her help. So, the priests called the Soul Lasse, the Burning Suns, and they killed many of them. I asked for peace, and the others left us. They wanted to join Vedlug. Perhaps they have done so.
Aren't you angry after all that happened?
No. I mourn those who died, of course, and the Vorstyrent. But this village may be our opportunity.
Your opportunity for what?
For the Renaigse to understand who we are. Not savages, nor monsters, but men, perhaps wiser than they are.
Perhaps so, yeah.
I have to go.
Like so many others.
I knew that the story would be more complex than we'd been told.
The priests separated this village into two parts. The exiles must be broken-hearted, having left their clan behind.
On the other hand, had they followed their chief's example, this wouldn't have happened. Either way, the resentment here is strong enough for a theft to occur.
Yes. Yes. Absolutely. And this is a little more complicated to know where to side with. And I think it would make sense, in this case, to side with the natives. Because if they had more protection, they could stand their ground. And I think everyone needs to have the right to believe in whatever they want to, as long as they don't harm others. And if their spirits do not cause any zombie attacks, or giant titty monsters attacking everyone in swamps, then they should just pray to their... what is this? Contract. Very aggressive Yorklands have Oh. Didn't know that you could get side quests like this. Never saw that. Yeah, well, nice. The Traveler's Grave. Okay. I gotta admit, the way the village is built up kinda has a weird feel to it now. That you know that they just started by building houses next to them. Invading. I just... Ah... I don't understand. Why can't people be nice? I mean, the game would be boring then, but... I want people to be nice to each other. Is that too much to ask? I guess so.
I want you to be nice.
There's only one entrance, and the door shows no evidence of a break-in.
This priest, Virgil, said that the night was calm. So calm that he probably fell asleep. So, the thieves only had to take the key from him.
It's very likely that that's what happened, but someone must have informed them. It can't be a coincidence that they decided to steal it during the watch of the only neglectful guard.
You think that the one who told them is in this village?
We know that this theft could be an act of vengeance by the natives who were forced to leave here. They must still have allies in the village. Family or friends. We should go talk to the chief of the natives. He will certainly know who's close to the exiles, and enough about the researchers to inform them.
So I'm going back again? Well, that was a nice trip. Let's go back then. To be honest, this is kind of my fault, actually, because I could have just went in there, but I didn't really realize that this was where the tablets were. I thought the place where the chieftain is, even though I know I've seen this place, I've seen the house, I've seen this thing before, I know that this is where the chief lives, but I still thought that this could be where they put the tablets, because the church isn't ready yet, you know, and this is the biggest building and all. But that was the chief, you know, I misread the whole situation. Okay.
You have returned on Almanawi. Do you need something else?
I think I know who stole the tablets.
Really?
I believe those who were exiled from your village seek vengeance because the missionaries forced them to leave. They must have taken the tablets, with the help of someone else who stayed here.
You may be right, but you may also be wrong.
Oh my god, no, hell. 100% chance I know why I skilled charisma.
You do well to tell me what you know. Once the priests have reached the same conclusions as I have, how do you think they will interrogate you?
You're probably right. The Inquisitors would come back, and my people would suffer. I do not want to break the peace that I did all I could to make. I think the name of the woman you are looking for is Vindwal. She helps the priests who seek the old sage.
If she's helping the priests, why would she betray them now?
Her son is one of the warriors who had to leave the village. He is filled with anger and fury. If you go talk to her, please, do not hurt her. She is but a mother who acted according to her son's wishes.
I have no intention of hurting her. But things may not be so simple when it comes to her son. I have to go.
Like so many others.
That sounds so weird. What kind of a goodbye is this? Like so many others. Just say bye. I don't know.
Greetings. Are you Vindwal?
Bertia Tumad. Yes, that is me. What do you want?
She looks awesome. She is a beauty.
What can you tell me about Lair, your former leader?
He is a man of peace. Some people dislike him, not me. Everything he did to save the village. But I think the mind shakers. made him forget what we are. He almost speaks like them now.
That must be hurtful.
Listen, I know you helped the exiles to steal the tablets of Saint Matthias.
No, this is not true. It was...
There's no point in denying it. I know you did it for your son who had to leave the village.
If you know that, then you know that I don't have the tablets. So what do you want from me?
I would love to say that, actually, and I wonder why I need intuition for this, because I feel like this could be a charisma option to say this, because it's not really intuition for me, but more charisma to say this. But I cannot do this because I do not have the intuition for this, so
Tell me
I'm
where
sorry.
the exiles are. I must retrieve these tablets.
You're asking me to betray my son. Promise me that you won't hurt him.
I promise. But if he reacts violently, I'll have to defend myself.
Then I hope he'll be reasonable. Bran and the others are hiding in the woods, beyond the circle of stone.
Thank you, Vindwal.
Everything is far too easy for me. It's far too easy for my liking that you would cooperate like this. I don't believe that a mother that was ready to betray her whole village for her son would just betray her son like this and tell me, a total stranger, about this. I mean, I'm kind of glad. What the hell are those creatures? They're pretty cool. They remind me of Monster Hunter a lot. The gameplay, by the way, I'm not sure if I ever left a part in an edit where I talk about the way you fight in Greedfall. So I'm actually repeating myself, but I'm not sure if I really left it in because it's not that interesting what I have to say, but I really like it. It's very fun, to be honest. It feels very rewarding to win a fight. The only complaint that I have is that I cannot really use, or I'm not skilled enough yet. Oh my god, this thing is so going to kill me. I'm going to save right here because I'm scared. Like the little whiny bitch that I am. Hell no! Oh my god, he has friends.
We better run!
Way next. I mean, some part of me really wants to get into a fight like this, but the other half just knows that I'm not really good at this.
Here's the place that Vindwal indicated. The exiles must be near.
Okay.
I hope you don't intend to fight them. They've already had to leave their families and their homes. They've suffered enough.
Don't worry, we'll be discreet.
Remember that we were told the area on the left was a trap. It would be smarter to take the other path.
Wait. Left. So, right. Okay. When exactly did anyone mention this?
Dewet! What are you doing here?
I'm not here to fight you, but I must retrieve the tablets of Saint Matthias.
What? How do you know we have them? And how? Not Freddy. We will not give them back! We lost our homes and families, so the priests lose their sacred stones.
I don't know what that means. Talk about his mother? I'm not sure what she's going to tell him. But I don't want to threaten him.
I know that you are seeking vengeance, but the priests will not be the only ones to suffer the consequences of your actions. Your mother helped you, and once they find out about it, she will pay the price in your place. Is that what you want?
No. She only told us which night we could come. They have no right to punish her for this.
I doubt the Ordo Luminis will care. They will need someone to take the blame, and she's the obvious choice.
Very well. Take the stones and leave. All that's left to do is to rejoin the Donea Exregao.
I wish I could do more. But on the other hand, I think that's just a white person's view on things, that I would have to be involved in, that I would have to help them. But I don't know. It doesn't feel right this way. I'm sorry. I'm tired. What the hell? Where did you come from?
What are you doing here?
I was worried for my son. I wanted to make sure that everything was fine.
Don't worry, all is well. I managed to convince him to give me the tablets.
Adloredar, I did not believe my son to be so reasonable. You are giving me hope. I will go see him and tell him to find another clan. A place to welcome him.
Very good. I got some reputation for the natives, and that actually sounds very, very good. I could use this. And now that we are going back, I'm thinking about trying this guy there. Let me quickly save and try to take him on. Yes, yes, yes. Oh, hell yeah! We just pulled it off. Even though I'm completely incompetent, I made it! I defeated my first red skull marked enemy that I usually would run away from. But the loot is kind of disappointing. To be honest, I thought I would get something more, I don't know, exciting? Hoof fungus. That's a funny name for a mushroom. I wonder if those stronger enemies are going to... What the hell? Where is this path leading me here? Okay, perfect. If those stronger enemies are going to respawn the same way weaker enemies do, or will they be gone for good? Okay. Oh, the controls are so weird. I hate it. Ah, there we go. Let's give them back their templates, and then we have resolved the whole...
I retrieved your relics.
Thank you. Thank you immensely.
quest line.
Thanks to them, we will be able to continue our research on St. Matthias.
I am curious to know who is responsible for this theft. The culprit must be brought to justice.
I do not want to point the finger at anyone. You have your relics back, and that's the only thing that matters.
Your indulgence honors you. But how can we be certain that these thieves will not strike again if they are not punished?
Had you respected this village, you would not have to look for a culprit. You settled here without even asking those who lived here for their opinion on the matter. Instead of talking about harmony, start taking action to really make it happen.
But that is precisely what we desire more than anything. We may have been a bit clumsy.
Clumsy.
Renounce your gods!
In the beginning, but we'll make sure to improve things in the future. You really were a great help. I would be most grateful if you agreed to continue helping us.
I might come back at some point, but alas, I am very busy.
Naturally. Either way, we are certainly capable of continuing our research without you.
Actually, I must go back to my work. Our next expedition must depart as soon as possible.
Your next expedition?
Our brave researchers must continue to follow the tracks of our founder on this island. In the meantime, here, take this as a token of gratitude for the help you gave us.
Thank you. I hope your expedition will be a success.
Clumsy. He was talking about calling the Inquisition and killing people and force them to leave their homes. Clumsy. How very clumsy of him, indeed. Anyway, we have 24 hours left until we can continue with the next quest in this village, and I think this is what we are about to do next. So be prepared for this. We have completed the quest line. We've completed the other quest line that we did before with the other village as well. But it didn't end as I imagined it to be honest. I thought it would have continued even more, which is why last time I stopped where I did. But this time we have a clear cut. We have another quest done, so we'll make it here. It's a good. I think it's been a good recording so far. It's good. It's a good timing and all. And next time we will continue with the next quest in this village, the one that's going to pop up in the next 24 hours in game. So get a load of that next time. I hope to see you there again. If you're into Greedfall, I really look forward to this. I would really like to see you there again, and would appreciate any support and that you took your time to even watch this far. Thanks a lot and have it good. Until next time. Bye.